Hi friends, it's Miracle and saying hi from a Monday evening. This is the start of another reading vlog and I have just wrapped up the work for today and wanted to talk about the book that I plan to read this week. So without further ado, let's dive into the TBR for this vlog. These are the two books that I have my eye on for this week, and the thing is, these are all library books. I love libraries and I love supporting them. However, it feels like I kept reading library books and don't go through my own books on my shelves, which just like my book collection and TBRs kept growing anyhow. So the first book I want to read is The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. This is a book that I tried to read two vlogs before, but that week actually was too eventful and I didn't really have a lot of time to read, and this week I'm going for it again. It's nominated for the shortlist for Women's Prize for Fiction. Although I don't quite like the writing style of the author, I still wanted to read it. And this is actually a historical fiction talking about a girl who just came out girlhood and decided to pursue the things that she liked, but she was dragged into marriage pretty fast because of her sister died and her sister's future husband decided to take her, and she just went through a happy girl with a dream to someone who is expected to be a mother really fast. This is, I believe, the blurb of the story. And this book also somehow related to motherhood. This is Diary of a Void. This is a book actually a lot of people that told me that maybe I would like it. It's talking about in Japan a woman who works in an office where she is the only woman in the workplace, and she found out she is expected to do a lot of missed works, so she pretend that she's pregnant to avoid all the tasks, which became a very interesting experience because she needs to grow her belly somehow. And yeah, so these two books are the physical books that I'm gonna reading. And I also borrowed Broken by Jenny Lawson from Libby. This is a memoir of her. I have read her memoir Furiously Happy a couple of years ago and I really loved it, and I decided to borrow this one because this month is the Mental Health Awareness Month and I just wanted to read something related, and I also wanted to make a recommendation videos about books about mental health and to raise the awareness of mental health. But I think I'll just recommend Furiously Happy in that video, and this one is her like follow-up memoir or something. And that's the TBR so far, and this evening I don't have a lot of tasks planned. I need to make another batch of breakfast granola because I have run out of them, and also I don't know why YouTube these days kept recommending me hiking preparation video, like backpacking video, like people who is hiking for like backpacking for like a week, and the food that they take on trail, and they're like mostly Australians, and they have to dehydrate their food and they're really paying attention to the weight of the food, and it's fascinating. It's something that I've never done and I don't think I would do, but I just like I'm obsessed with those videos, which is really weird. I'm not sure if you have seen those, but how people are preparing for hikes and backpacking accurately, it just fascinates me. Anyhow, I'm rambling something unrelated. So I'm going to make the granulas and reading something and also update you later. Here is the granola that I make every week. Hi friends, it's next morning. I just woke up not so long ago. It's a little bit past 7:30 in the morning, and I just want to update on the book because I read so much yesterday. I'm at page 86 right now, and the book has 337 pages, so that's, I can't do math in the morning. That's about 1/4 of the book, which I'm pleasantly surprised because I talked about before how I didn't get along with Hamlet by Maggie O'Farrell because of the writing and the pacing is just a little bit weird, and just the writing, the pacing is so slow. And for this book, it's not like that because I figured maybe because in Hamlet, she's trying to hide that the dad of Hamlet is Shakespeare, so she has the author spent a lot of efforts on hiding that fact, even though like everybody knows, and that's why the pacing and the story is a little bit off, I guess. I'm not sure, but this book, it's good so far. I wanted to say so good, but I don't want to be disappointed later in this book. This book is good so far. It's talking about this girl called Lucrezia, and it jumps from 2 different timelines. One is when she was a child, in her girlhood, how she's grew up in this family, and what people's expectation for her, and what she needs to learn in order to survive in the family. And the other one is she's already married. She's actually not many years older. She married really young, but the stories between her and her husband, like things are about to happen anytime between her and her husband, so it's really captivating. And that's also one of the reasons why I kept reading so much, is that I find out that I have to stop myself to read in order to go to bed at my normal, I said normal hour, but I couldn't really sleep after reading this book yesterday. So I ended up slept around 12 o'clock, which is really late for me. So that's why I woke up like today, 7 o'clock. I have a 9 to 5 schedule, which I tend to go to bed at 9 and wake up at 5. So so yesterday was very unique and unusual for me. Anyhow, I just want to update you on that. Haven't started other book yet and haven't started my day, so hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and update you guys later. Hey guys, it's the evening and I just wrapped up for today. I had such a busy day, so I was actually planning to listen to some audiobooks of the Broken, but I didn't really have time for it. However, I did have time to read about 25 pages of the marriage portrait because I'm really curious about what will happen. And I'll just tell you that this book feels so different than Hamlet, and it is also something that I kept thinking about. I was like, why does this book feel so different than her previous work? And then I feel like it's because this book was written in 2 timelines. Frankly, I already forgot how Hamlet was written, but in the 2 timelines of this book, the most recent one, they're actually only 1 year apart at this time, but the most recent one presents you as like 2 mysteries. The first mystery is what will happen later on, right? And the second mystery is what happened in between of the 2 timelines that leads to this result. Because the 2 timelines now presenting in such a different way, so I really don't know what happened in this marriage that leading to the devastating thing in the most recent timeline, and this is the most captivating thing in this book. And I have to force myself to put it down in order to continue my day, but now it's the evening, I finally finished most of the things for today, so I finally have more time to read, so I'm so excited about it. Just want to update you guys about that, and I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and I will be updating you guys later. It is not even 9 o'clock. I'm already in bed with my alarm set to 5:30. Honestly, I'm loving it. So I'm just doing some bedtime reading, and good night. Hi friends, Wednesday morning, and I want to update you on this book because I cannot stop reading it. I read it until I fall asleep last night, and I got up early this morning to read it again, and now I'm at page 222, which is a little bit more than 2/3 of the book, so I'm fairly sure that I can finish this book today. Today is my midweek reset day where I don't want to think about work and just relaxing and planning for Thursday and Friday, but I do have some plans for my well-being. I actually wanted to take this hike, so I'm gonna do that. It's not a long trail, it's a little bit more than an hour, but I walk really slowly, so it will probably take me more than 2 hours. But I really wanted to go into the nature and get refreshing by doing that. Anyhow, the problem is this book, as you can tell, is a physical book, so I can't quite read it when hiking. So I'll listen to the audiobook of Broken, but I just can't wait to dive back into this book again because it's just fascinating. Now we're at a point where I can see the connection of the two timelines. However, the atmosphere in this book is so gruesome. Like, it's not a thriller or by any means like any slightly related to that, but things are really started to happen, and I just feel like every time the main character Lucrecia is surprised, I am surprised too. And there's so many things to discover and so many uncertainty in the personalities of the characters, which I'm like scared about, but also looking forward to read about. And I'm so curious what Lucrecia will do in both timelines, and I worried for her life. And it just shows you the things that people expect women to do back in the days. This book was way back in the 1550s, like how women are treated as tools to reproduce. I mean, it's not that different if you put it that way to our nowadays life, which is pretty tragic. But yeah, so it's fascinating, and I just want to keep reading it. And I also want to dive into the real story behind the character who's based on. But I feel like the real story behind Lucrecia will be more tragic than in the book, because the book kind of romanticized her life and put her in a better place based on my knowledge. But yeah, that's the book update, and I will take you guys to the nature hopefully and talk to you guys later. From the hike, have some deliveries. This is the most spiciest thing that I've eaten in a while, and watching the women's championship of the bouldering World Cup. Hi guys, I'm back from the hike, and it took me around 2 hours, and it turned out you get really tired after hiking. I haven't hiked for a while, so it's I forgot that I do get tired, and I made the mistake to not having any food prepared after I'm done, so I was, really, but thank God I got the delivery scheduled. So in terms of books, I was able to listen to Broken, and I'm already at 32% into this book because I was listening to it at 1.5 speed, and this book is amazing. I read Furiously Happy a couple of years ago, like 6-7 years ago, and I forgot how funny she is and how amazing she is to blend humor into the day-to-day struggles due to mental illness. And I just enjoy this book so much. I even laughed out loud when I was hiking, and I must be looking very funny because there was like no sound essentially, and I was just walking and I was like ha 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 ha. But luckily there's no one around me. It was a very quiet hike today. I gotta say, I really enjoy this book. I like how she was describing little things, but also it's very thought-provoking. There's an alarm over there. But it's also very thought-provoking because she actually tackled on a lot of topics such as memory loss, such as the insurance coverage and the mental health care for people, and a lot of things like her awkwardness with like talking with neighbors or something. It was so funny, but also so informative, and I just feel her when she was talking about her having to deal with the insurance company to even cover her basic needs as for example antidepressants. I just feel like, why do we have to go through things like this to get the basic care for mental health? Like I feel like mental health should be universal, but even basic healthcare is not universal here in the States. So yeah, that's like a topic we can go on for like 10 hours. So I just want to report back. I did the hike, was amazing. I'm glad I have delivery scheduled and I enjoy the book. And today I will just continue reading the marriage portrait, and hopefully I can finish it today. Hi guys, it is Thursday late afternoon and I just realized something very important. It's kind of forgot to update today for this vlog, which kind of happened to me like every week if I do a weekly vlog towards the end of the week. So what ended up happening is I didn't get to finish this book last night. I passed out after a couple of pages, and then I got up early today to finish this book, but after I finished it, I just started another very kind of busy day, so I forgot that I needed to update you guys. I hope you forgive me, but like I said, I finished this book. It is so good, and it's so worth reading, and like worth every minute reading it. And I just feel like in the end, there's just so much emotion boiled in me. Frankly, there are a couple of things that I kind of feel like it's a little bit too convenient in the story, but overall, it's just a brilliant story with like brilliant design. I feel like I've already talked a lot more about the story, and because last night or this morning was reading the ending part, which I don't really have too much to add on, but I think this one, because I'm reading like all the books on the shortlist of Women's Press for Fiction, but I think this one is yet another one that has its potential to win. I know Hammond was the winner a couple of years ago, but this time I'm rooting for this one if there's nothing better coming up. I haven't finished the shortlist yet, but yeah. So now it's Thursday. I have the Japanese class coming up in a couple of minutes, so I just want to do this short update in order to not forget to update today. And I also listened to Broken for a couple of more minutes, but it wasn't really significantly enough to have another update. It's just like I'm also enjoying that book. And tonight, after I don't have the book with me. Got it. So tonight, after the Japanese class, I will probably go on reading Diary of a Void, and I don't think I can finish it in tonight and also tomorrow, because tomorrow I have a lot of things scheduled as well. So I will just read as many as I can and update you later. Hi friends, it's Friday afternoon and today is weird. Today I had multiple real human people, is that even a sentence? Like I have multiple human interactions which goes really weird, which makes me don't know how to respond to them, either like on phone or in person. Like when, I don't know, today is just not a good day to talk to other people, I guess, but it's, yeah, so weird. Anyhow, let's talk about books. I just want to rant a little bit. Um, So I have been reading a little bit of Diary of a Void. This morning I am at page 60. I actually read a lot faster than I thought because this book is actually tiny. If you compare it to the marriage portrait, it's not only slimmer, but also it's the font is not too tightened up together. So I read it fairly quickly. In this book, I understand why a lot of people say that I will like it because it is a weird book and it's talking about a woman who pretends to be pregnant so that she could get out of all the chores that she has to do in her office because she's the only woman. So people tend to give her a lot of things such as washing the coffee cups, like having coffee, serve coffee to everyone, and to tidy up the office kitchen and just cleaning the microwave or something like that. So one day she just decided to go pregnant. And that leads to very interesting things that she's experimenting because now she said she's pregnant, so she actually needed to act like she's pregnant. So I'm really curious about how the story is gonna go. The book was written in different week numbers because you kind of go through 40 weeks of pregnancy or like 30 something weeks of pregnancy in order to have a baby. So the book chapter is just like how she's pretending to be pregnant each week, and it was peculiar, it's interesting, and I'm curious about how it will go. But that's pretty much all I can say about this book right now. I actually want to close up this video today because I don't want to carry this weekly vlog to another weekend, and also tomorrow is the beginning of a long holiday. It's the Memorial Day here in the States, so we are having a 3-day weekend. We're going to San Diego to see the Safari Zoo. If you didn't know, San Diego has like the largest zoo in America. I think I might be wrong though, so please don't quote me on that, but I've never been, so I'm really excited about that. So with that being said, let's wrap up a little bit of every book that I read. I wanted to finish a lot of books, but I ended up just finished The Marriage Portrait, and this book is such a delightful surprise. I love it so much, and I have certain things I actually wanted to inspired me to paint from this book. There are some animals in this book that is mentioned, and also because of the main character is a painter herself, so she actually have a lot of things she wants to paint, and that actually inspired me a lot. So in the future, I hope I can paint something from this book. I'm not sure though, but I really like it, as you can tell. And as I said, I'm 60 pages into the Diary of a Void. I think maybe I can even finish it before my trip tomorrow because it only has 211 pages, and I read it really fast, but I probably won't have energy to film another clip of vlog today because today is Friday night, it's my gaming night with friends, and I also needed to video chat with my parents, so that actually took a lot of time every week from me. And also the other book I am still listening to is Broken by Jenny Lawson. It is so brilliant. She's been through so many different things, and I so admire her spirit of keep going through and try different things in order to see, like, just experiment on if anything works for her situation. I just feel like I admire her a lot because she's doing that. And that's all the books that I read this week. It's actually a pretty good reading week. I feel like last time I was reading Fire Rush in a longer reading vlog, and it didn't went so well, and I also ran into an accident. So this week went a lot better, and I'm just so happy that I carried the momentum from the weekend when I was reading the books in Chinese, and those are really great books too. So I feel really happy about them, and I hope you have enjoyed a wonderful week. I hope you also enjoyed this video. Please let me know if anything you want to talk about in the comment section, and let me know what book did you read over the past week. And I wish you happy reading. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'll see you in my next bookish video. Bye!